Today is Social Security's birthday. As a result, we're seeing some strong pushes to reform the program and raise benefits across the board for millions upon millions of beneficiaries. We have a lot of good information in this video, so let's get into it right away. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I am back every single day to keep you updated with all of this important information, just like what we're going to be covering in this video right here. So if you like the sound of that, make sure to subscribe right down below the video, and I promise you I'll be back every single day to help out in any way that I possibly can, as well as keep you updated with all of this information, also talking about stimulus checks, the stimulus packages, and ultimately raises for all of these millions upon millions of beneficiaries. So thank you. I truly appreciate it. Let's talk through this. So yes, actually Social Security started 86 years ago today, back in 1935. Well, over this 86-year period, the program has gone through some reform and some changes, but for the most part, it has not happened in a very, very long time. Literally, ages and ages since this program has seen any type of major reform, ultimately raising benefits for millions upon millions of beneficiaries. About 70 million beneficiaries draw on Social Security benefits every single month. As you can see, this is a very important safety net for literally a huge portion of Americans right here in this country. Well, as a result, today, on the 86th birthday of Social Security, we're seeing some strong pushes out there to reform this program and raise benefits since, let's be real, we have a president now who actually campaigned and talked about reforming the Social Security program and ultimately raising benefits, right? Yeah, well, as a result of that, a lot of people are coming out right now saying, well, this would actually be a perfect time to do it, considering we have Democratic control across the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency. So I don't want to tell any more details. With that being said, I'm going to bring my wife in right now. She's going to read a really good article to you where they lay all of this out and basically say, hey, this is what we've got to do going forward regarding the Social Security program as far as raising benefits across the board, and this is a perfect time to get this done. So I'm going to bring Corey in. She's going to read that to you, and then I will see you again in just a couple minutes on the other side, and we'll run through a couple key takeaways for just a minute or two. All right, Corey, take it away, and I'll see you in just a minute.
Hi, this article is from The Hill, written by Nancy Altman, who is the president of Social Security Works. Happy 86th birthday, Social Security. It's time to expand benefits. This year, Social Security's birthday, August 14th, comes at an exciting time. Congress is on the verge of greatly expanding our economic security through its upcoming reconciliation bill. Because Social Security cannot be addressed through budget reconciliation, it is not part of the legislation. But given the overwhelming consensus among the American people in support of expanding Social Security's modest benefits, Congress should make it the next priority immediately after the Build Back Better legislation passes. Enacting legislation that expands Social Security builds on the strong foundation laid down by President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his colleagues 86 years ago on August 14, 1935. On that August day, when President Roosevelt signed Social Security into law, he described the new law as a cornerstone and a structure which is being built but is by no means complete. President Roosevelt was determined that Social Security would be a success. In his January 17, 1935, message transmitting the proposed legislation to Congress, he cautioned, "It is overwhelmingly important to avoid any danger of permanently discrediting the sound and necessary policy of federal legislation for economic security by attempting to apply it on an too ambiguous a scale before actual experience has provided guidance for the permanently safe direction of such efforts. The place of such a fundamental in our future civilization is too precious to be jeopardized now by extravagant action." Roosevelt's intention was to gradually expand the precious institution over time. Just 4 years after its passage, Congress expanded Social Security to include survivor and family benefits. Congress continued to expand Social Security for more than 3 decades, but then a billionaire-funded campaign seeking to discredit Social Security, and indeed government itself, stopped Congress from increasing benefits for the last half-century. But now, at long last, a president who ran on expanding Social Security benefits sits in the Oval Office. Democrats control both chambers of Congress. Representative John Larson, a leading champion of expanding Social Security, chairs the Social Security Subcommittee of the House Ways and Means Committee. Senator Sherrod Brown, a fighter for working families, chairs the Senate Finance Committee's subcommittee on Social Security, Pensions, and Family Policy. A further expansion of Social Security is long overdue. This year, President Joe Biden and Congress have the opportunity to follow President Roosevelt's directive and take a large step forward. Expanding Social Security is both wise policy and smart politics. It is a solution to the nation's looming retirement income crisis when too many workers fear they must work until they die. It is a solution to immoral, destabilizing income and wealth inequality. It is a solution to the squeeze on working families caught between the needs of old and the young, which is hitting seniors hardest, has made the importance of Social Security even clearer. In the last year, many older working lost their jobs and had to quit and stay home. After 50 years, many Social Security expansions are needed. There should be an across-the-board benefit increase so that every current and future beneficiary gets a raise. Social Security's benefits are inadequately low by virtually any standard. In addition to the across-the-board increases, Congress should enact the increases that are targeted to these populations that are most disadvantaged in the workplace and those aspects of the program most in need of updating. These include updating Social Security's minimum benefit so that those who work a lifetime at low wages will not retire in poverty. Adopting a more accurate cost of living increase so that Social Security's modest benefits don't erode in value with each passing year. Repealing the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, which have prevented public servants from receiving their full Social Security benefits. Providing credit towards future Social Security benefits to people, disproportionately women, who take time out of their paid workforce to care for children and other family members, as so many have had to do including widows and widowers, children living with grandparents, and the oldest beneficiaries. Ending the 5-month waiting period for Social Security disability beneficiaries, as well as the 24-month wait for them to receive Medicare. Updating, streamlining, and expanding the Companion Supplemental Security Income Program. All of these improvements are fully affordable. America is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. How we spend our money is a question of values. Do we use a commonwealth to give tax breaks to the rich? Or do we use it to benefit all of us by expanding Social Security? A robust expansion of Social Security benefits, funded by having millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share, is the best birthday present we could give the program and ourselves. By the time Social Security turns 87 next August, I am confident that champions in Congress will introduce a robust bill to protect and expand Social Security. Democrats should hold hearings and floor votes in the House and Senate. If Republicans try to block the legislation, Democrats should eliminate the filibuster and tell voters why they had to do it. Americans across the political spectrum support protecting and expanding Social Security and will reward Democrats in 2022. Most importantly, we will be rewarding ourselves, our children, and their children.
All right, so there it is. I don't know about you, but I thought that was a really good article, and it was well written as far as how incredibly important it is for raising benefits across the board for these millions of beneficiaries who have been waiting so long for some kind of reform and some kind of raise, like a permanent raise to your benefits to help you get by each and every month. Let's be real. All of us know this, and we've talked about this so many times before. The benefits that are paid out from these programs is nowhere near something or enough for a person to live on each and every month. I mean, it could be done, but is it a good way to live? I mean, let's be honest. It's a struggle month over month over month. Living on, $800, $700, $920. It's a struggle, especially right now, as prices are rising so incredibly fast right now. It's a tough situation. So they're saying, hey, this is the perfect time to do it. But just like they mentioned in the article here, and just like we've talked about before on the channel, unfortunately, right now, they're working their way through this reconciliation bill. The reform to Social Security cannot be done within the reconciliation bill. However, as we've said before in other videos, experts are out right now saying that it is likely that this reform to Social Security would likely be following in the footsteps of the reconciliation bill. It needs to be done on a bipartisan basis. However, considering the Democrats have full control of everything right now, it would only take a very small portion of Republicans to actually come over and show support for this in the Senate to actually get this thing done. They would only need 10 senators on the Republican side to actually support this. So it probably wouldn't be that hard to convince 10 of them to be like, hey, let's give grandpa and grandma, hey, let's give our parents a better standard of living. I don't know about you, but I would only want the best for my parents, and I'm sure your kids or your parents or your grandparents or whatever, they probably want the same for everybody, right? I mean, we only want the best for the people that we care about. And of course, I want the best for everybody right here in this community as well. It's really, I mean, seriously, it bothers me every single day when I read through the comments section and I see so many comments of people who are struggling day after day after day. It's like, why should anybody be living this way in this country? It's like a really sad situation, you know what I mean? I mean, you're living it, a lot of people are living it that way, and it just shouldn't be that way. I mean, like they said right in the article, we have a president now who campaigned on reforming the Social Security program. I mean, let's get it done, guys. I mean, seriously, what are we waiting for, right? So, what's cool about this is it's anticipated that this reform would be coming sometime after this reconciliation bill. So it could absolutely still happen sometime here in 2021. That's pretty encouraging, right? There's still only a few months left of this year, but doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? This reconciliation bill should be a done deal here relatively soon. So we do have Representative John Larson, who is a huge advocate for reforming Social Security, as well as Sherrod Brown, who is a senator, again, a huge advocate for reforming the Social Security program. There's a couple people right out there in Congress that are really huge advocates of reforming the program. Good stuff, right? So anyway, I hope you found that article right there to be a little bit helpful. I certainly found it to be a pretty well-written article and certainly a lot of great information right there pointing toward additional raises for all of these millions of beneficiaries. We can only cross our fingers that they bring this to the table shortly after they get done with this reconciliation bill and just get it done already. I mean, it's been ages, literally. Ages and ages we've been waiting for this, and it's finally time. Seriously, it's finally time for them to get it done. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'll continue to keep you updated. A lot of good information out there right now. Make sure to subscribe right down below the video so you don't miss any of these videos that I release every single day to help you out in any way that I can. Feel free to share this video with your friends, family, social media, or anybody else that you would like to share it with, and or go back and check out some other videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again in the next video. See you again in the next video. See you again.